What is your NSFW secret that you are proud of?
Like and subscribe, or else these'll be in your bed tonight.
I was on a date with a girl probably out of my league. We eventually made it to a park and strolled onto a small bridge. There was a rushing stream below us, and it was nighttime, so no one was there next to us. Hearing all the water below really made me have to pee. Like, really bad. So as both of us were leaning over the rail watching the stream, I quietly unzip and whip out my willy. I pee down a support to minimize the splashing. The relief I felt was orgasmic. 8/10ths were due again. Got together with a girl who was also in second year at university with me. It was pretty carnal. We were really attracted to one another and hooked up often and aggressively. It was hot. Anyway, one of the first few times we got together she invited me over. I went into her room and she had a red satin sheet thrown over her lampshade, casting a red hue to the room. She had high thread count Egyptian cotton sheets and tons of pillows on her bed. She also had, beside the bed, a bowl of mixed fruit. We made frick and afterwards I lay back in the afterglow of the six onto a mountain of pillows with her draped, naked, across me, laying on my chest amidst expensive cotton sheets, and she began to freaking feed me fruit from the fruit bowl. Like actually holding cherries up for me to bite off the stem. I felt like a freaking sultan. It was amazing. I wrote erotica and dirty fanfic in high school for money. It helped me grow as a writer and paid for my needs. I charge based on length and content. Base charge is 5-10 pages, $811-15, $1016 plus, $13 content charges vanilla, free BDSM, plus $2 furry, plus $3 I'm on A-list now, plus 5 hilariously. Enough. I was voted most likely to write a bestseller in the yearbook. The teachers were confused as to why my class laughed so hard when I was given the certificate. Edit. Formatting. I had a threesome where all parties involved were actually attracted to one another. In high school, me and my best friend challenged a girl to a competition on who could cam the most in one day using an honor system. I lost at 7 times, Buddy got to 11, and she beat us both at 26. To this day I regret not stating in the rules no vibrators allowed. The first time I came home on leave from the army, I hadn't seen my wife in 7 months. We stayed at my parents' house. She had moved in with her mother in that time to save money. My parents went out the first night we were there to see a movie without us, in a kind of wink wink nod nod situation. I had been in an incredibly stressful environment for 7 months without seeing my wife. I was also now highly physically fit. I fricked that girl so hard I broke my cherry wood bed frame and the bed collapsed underneath us. I was pretty busy that week and forgot to fix it before I left for Germany. The first phone call to my dad, he said, "Oh yeah, laughing, I fixed your bed frame for you. I don't know what you did to that poor girl, but I hope she's alright," more laughing. Had a foursome with 3 other women during a girls' weekend at a cabin in the mountains. MDMA was involved. I once farted as I got on a packed train in London. I knew it was a killer, but played it cool. The doors closed behind me, and 10 seconds later a girl sitting next to her boyfriend hits him and shouts, "You're disgusting." 5 years 3 months clean from heroin today. I once had to call into court as a witness for an altercation that happened at my work. I was placed under oath over the phone. My girlfriend at the time blew me the entire time. I was the male star of a pronoun shoot on an amateur website based in Ocean City, Maryland during the late 90s. Edit. Website was known as Thuatlands.com, although the owner, named Babby, passed away a few years later and the domain registration expired. I learned about the studio from a worker in a t-shirt shop on the boardwalk. It was located in West Ocean City in an industrial park next to construction businesses, if I remember correctly. Very discreet, but a full professional studio with casting couches, beds, etc. But I later learned that it was a widely known and respected site to view paid amateur pronoun. The pay rate was $100/HR. Edit 2. Seems like Babby is still alive, but her husband was the owner, and he apparently took his own life. RIP to him, and my inbox. Sorry for my bad English, it's my second language. Not sure if this fits here. Not proud of the moment, but I'm proud of the result. Me and my wife had kids and decided that fast was enough childer. We got married after the kids were born and went on a honeymoon. We got drunk and had sex without protection. The next day we panicked a bit and went to a drug shop and got a regret pill. My wife took it at the hotel room. Crisis cancelled. After this we thought nothing about it and continued with the honeymoon. Like half an hour late she gave me a blowjob. She never ever gives me blowjob back quote as she chokes easily, so this was a real treat for me. When I came hard and the cum shot landed at the back of her mouth and she puked all over the floor and my deck. We laughed it off and joked about it for the rest of the vacation. A few weeks after, when we came home, she did not get her period. We got anxious and it turned out she was pregnant. The only time we had sex without protection was at that hotel room. When she puked after the blowjob, she must have puked out the pill as well. So, now we have 3 kids. The youngest is as amazing as the other 2, and I'm proud to have him. But he must never ever find out how he was conceived. Got a hand job from my GF while her parents were driving us back from Disney World. Was offered anal sex by a sales rep who looked like thin Jessica Simpson and turned her down because I had recently started dating the woman who would be my wife. Kissed me in front of the whole bar, bit my freaking lip, and when I pulled her out of there to talk her down, she grabbed my junk and told me where she'd like to put it. Stayed true to my girl, married her, and we are celebrating our 6th anniversary this year. I can freak a girl while wholly supporting her with my arms. I used to be overweight and pretty weak, so I'm pretty proud of this and have no one to tell I rule without coming off like a douche. I'm really good at unhooking bras with one hand, although weirdly it has to be with my non-dominant hand. My bed is broken from having sex. It was already a little broken before from something else, but recently, in the middle of fun time, my bed caved in. It was hilarious, but at the same time it scared the shit out of me. I broke a sink in a bar bathroom while having sex with my now wife back when we were in college. I rode a bike for a 40-mile journey on LSD in Tokyo during the height of cherry blossom season. I'm currently in a friends with benefits situation with one of my senior manager. It started with a drunken night out and now we frick pretty much every day. It's quite awkward in the office because she is my boss, and during our business review meetings my face goes red when she asks me something. AskReddits like this always makes me wonder if I just have an exceedingly boring life or if people are just phenomenal liars. Once, I hung a poster by standing on a Raleigh chair. I once shagged a girl who worked in post delivery. While I was signing the delivery she said something in my house smelled nice. I had just made coffee and wanted to offer her a cup, so I said I know, you wanna come in, which she did. She grabbed my crotch within 10 seconds, and then my brain went frick it, let's do this I guess. She didn't get to drinking any coffee though. When I was in college, I lived in a dorm that had a pool table room. One night, I was drunk with my then boyfriend, and we stumbled in there at around 3 AM to have sex. We ended up stripping down totally, not really caring about our nudity, since the dorm was dead that night. While we were doing the deed, we ended up on the ground on the non-door facing side of the table, and almost immediately, someone opens the door and turns the light on. X and I freeze. I turn my head to look under the table and see their feet freeze as they see our clothes scattered everywhere. Not a noise was made. No one moved. Complete awkwardness for what felt like forever after about 7 seconds. The other guy just turned the light off and backed out, and we never got caught. Edit. Okay, we got caught obviously, but I more meant that they never found out who we were. Trust me, we would have heard it from someone in the dorm. I fingered my GF while we were in a bus. The bus was quite full, and she was the one who dared me to try something naughty, and she almost got us caught too. My GF put a grapefruit on my wand once. I have to delete this before she sees it. On our honeymoon, my wife gave me a blowjob while I was standing at the window to our hotel room, looking out over Niagara Falls Canadian side. To this day, I'm proud to say that I've received a BJ while looking down on one of the natural wonders of the world. Edit, for those suggesting that I add the remaining natural wonders to my bucket list. I'm afraid I have to disappoint you. A bout with cancer and complications from a 22-hour surgery to remove the tumor has resulted in some plumbing problems, among which are inability to get an erection. So, while I have some very nice memories of sex, that's about it. There won't be any new ones anytime soon. I've been part of a threesome, so that's neat. I masturbated and finished 7 times in a day once. I fricked my then girlfriend now wife on the conference room table of an old job one night. Boss held a training class in there the next day. Edit, I'm so very thankful that, to my knowledge, none of my family or friends are on Reddit. My wife would be horrified to know thousands of people had seen this post. My butt plug collection. I've got 25 unique plugs. I once went bowling with 2 other couples in my own GF. So 3 guys, 3 girls including me, and my GF at the time I had slept with all 3 girls there. When I was in college, I worked at a vet clinic. I'd go in on weekends to take care of the boarders and I'd generally go in myself. My girlfriend would join from time to time to play with the puppies. We fricked on my boss desk, in the hallway, and on the surgery table which I tied her to. We're married now. I've had sex with a few prawnsters. A couple of them do escorting at a relatively acceptable price, and a few years ago I decided to indulge. I don't know how to describe it. Best experience in my entire life. They literally made me discover a new level of pleasure in sex. I'm a pretty vanilla guy, didn't do anything out of the ordinary with them. But holy crap, this is something I obviously won't talk about in public, but it rocked my life in so many ways. An incredible experience for sure. Had the best sex to date when a friend of mine said he'd give me a ride home after a long day of work. The car ride was long, but immensely fun, because of our playful bantering. We swapped 6 stories and I could count on having a great conversation with him, because of our common interests. He came inside my small apartment, and one thing led to another. Basically, we went a few rounds, tried many positions that had me bending in awkward angles, but felt really good, and we eventually moved my mattress so much that it flipped on us. Oh, and during his more offer goes, we broke my curtain rod. He also enjoyed my impromptu twerking during doggy, which I had never done before, but felt so damn good, so planned to do again. Also learned that I could squirt that day. All in all, it was an amazing night.